The new school year is just around the corner for many kids, and dermatologists want you as a parent to be on the lookout for one very pesky little critter.
I'm just not ready to start freaking out about this again. News 19's Rosemary Belts is here to talk about lice and why this always goes around this time of year when school is back in session. Rose.
So imagine, right? You notice your child scratching their head and find these tiny little creatures, right? Head lice. While the thought may make you squirm a little bit, it's important to know these little bugs are inconvenient and also very common. The American Academy of Dermatology says pediculosis capitis, the medical term for head lice, affects about 6 to 12 million kids each year in this country. Lice are parasites. They feed on human blood and can be found on the head, body, and private area. However, there is some good news. Lice cannot jump or fly from person to person. These bugs crawl. And finding lice is not a sign of poor hygiene or a dirty home. The bugs do not carry infectious diseases either. But they most certainly do bring some uncomfortable symptoms. An itchy head or scalp is the most common. Other symptoms include feeling a crawling sensation, seeing lice or eggs, difficulty sleeping, scratch marks around the hairline, swollen lymph nodes, and even pink eye. So dermatologists offer up these tips to find and prevent lice. So teach your child to avoid sharing personal items like brushes, combs, or hats. Check your child's hair regularly. This is a good way to quickly find and treat lice infestation. Grab a fine-tooth comb, sit under a bright light, and check wet hair section by section. Check the hamper and other household items as well. So most lice spread through head-to-head contact, but can also crawl into pillows, sheets, or towels. So if you find lice, you want to make sure you machine wash your clothes and household items in really hot temperatures. You also, want to check in with your doctor to make sure, in fact, that you have lice, and also notify the school and the child care providers.
So it's okay to take a kid into the pediatrician's office if you think they have lice?
Yes,
okay.
It is. And actually, you want to take a kid to the doctors because you want to make sure that, in fact, you have lice, right? It's common. It's not always spread at school, and it can look like dandruff. It can look like dry skin. Mm-hmm. They might have another bug crawling in their hair. Right?
Oh, you can go away now. I've been scratching since you told me you were going to do the story.
I know. I'm itchy too.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so this. Now, I hate to even say this out loud because I'm afraid I'm going to curse myself, but we've never had lice. But one thing that I do is I bought this spray, Rose, and it says, it keeps lice away. It's like a rosemary spray, and allegedly, lice don't like the smell of rosemary. So every time I hear that one of Brady's friends has it, I'm like, and then I send him to school. So do you think my spray works, and that's why we've never had it?
Okay, so that's a really good question. Now, maybe to keep them away, maybe the smell might work.
Okay.
But to treat them,
not to treat them. Yeah.
Not to treat them, right? So I know we want to be natural, especially for little kids. We don't really want to expose them to chemicals if we don't have to. Mm-hmm. But the truth of the matter is that there's no scientific data to show that these oils, mayonnaise, olive oil, coconut oil, just a few that I read online, actually work, right? And even if it might be a temporary fix, they suffocate. That's what you're trying to do, is suffocate it with the oil, suffocate the bug. They could come back, right? So it's not guaranteed that they're, going to actually kill the eggs per se. Mm-hmm. It takes about 3 weeks for this whole life cycle to happen.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. From egg to extermination is 3 weeks?
Yeah, and they lay 10 eggs a day.
So you got to wash all the stuffed animals, the pillows, the couches. You got to look at all that stuff.
This conversation's over.
Okay. I know.
The producer is even wrapping us.